Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is JP from Kayfabe Chronicles coming to you with a little bit of a rant slash review slash just kind of quick update and all that wonderful good stuff. So it was announced this week that the television rights and pretty much all the rights of one of my all-time favorite shows growing up as a child, The Hilarious House of Frightenstein, have been purchased by an up-and-coming media group known by Headspin Productions. Um, there's been a lot of rumors and circulations in regards to what this means, what can happen in the future, and all that stuff. And those of you out there who aren't familiar with the Hilarious House of Frightenstein, it was a syndicated television show in the 70s. So this is actually long before I was even born. But they just kept playing it rerun. Like I said, I'm born in the early 80s, so of course this is a little bit before my time. But as a Canadian kid, it cycled pretty much all throughout TV, like in lots and lots of reruns. So essentially, the premise of the TV show, it was like a horror castle, that had like Dracula in it, and of course Igor, his sidekick, and they're pretty much trying to resurrect a Frankenstein monster, essentially. And then the show itself would cut to different segments of all the people who lived in the castle, and it was actually a very educational TV show. There was like a science portion, there was a cooking portion, there was a librarian where he'd read just stories portion, stuff like that. And in each segment, it would actually be a quick monologue by the legendary Vincent Price, which kind of tied the show all together. If you guys aren't really too familiar with it, it's this show right here. Now, the cool thing I really liked about the show is that about 90% of the cast was portrayed by the legendary Canadian actor Billy Van. He portrayed the Count. He portrayed Dr. Petvet, which was the veterinarian. He portrayed the Wolfman, which did the musical aspect. He portrayed the librarian. He portrayed Griselda the Gourmet, which was the cook. He did a bunch of other roles. Like pretty much, I think the only roles he didn't play in the show was Igor and the professor, who was actually portrayed by a real life like university professor. And I think there's like one other role. I'm not 100% sure, but like yeah, Billy Van pretty much portrayed every single person on this show, to be completely honest, which is why he's absolutely legendary. Sadly, he passed away in the early 2000s. Now, which brings me kind of just my concern with the show. Now, the talks is that this company that has purchased the rights, they have full rights to do whatever they want with it, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome. Like the previous owner of the rights did actually release. There we go. Bring it over to the side. Did actually release some of the episodes on DVD. So I was able to pick up Volume 1 when it first came out. These are very hard to come by and very, very expensive now. Like I looked on eBay, you're looking at a couple $100 each per volume, which is great. And well, Joe, why don't you sell them? No, I'm not selling this. I absolutely loved everything about this show, and I do watch this from time to time. I tried showing it to the wife, and she has no clue what the hell is going on. She's like, "Why would you watch that?" Now, the concept itself, though, like with this new company taking over, like said it's an undisclosed amount. It's very rare that media ever releases the amount stuff is paid for unless it's like a ridiculous deal itself. I have a feeling they probably bought the rights for a pretty good deal. But so there's the talks now. Are they going to revamp the show? Are they going to make like a new live action version? That's kind of up in the air. There's talks that they might do a cartoon version. There's talks up in the air. There's a talks that they might kind of revamp it a little bit and do a re-release for its 50th anniversary, which would actually be kind of cool. That's coming up in 2021, I believe, will be the 50th anniversary of the show. Now, where do I stand in regards to all of this? I'm a little on the fence in regards to this. Like I'm very pro if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of aspect. I'm not a huge fan of remakes per se in regards to some things like animated stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm all for that. If something's being redone animated wise, I'm okay for that because it's a different take visually. But it's when there's actual live actors in it is where I'm always a little. And when with this, like without Billy Van being involved with it and with no Vincent Price, that's where I'm kind of like, okay, is it going to work out, sort of thing? Because like Billy Van, just the fact that he played all those different characters, put that extra charm into the show. And then like the little monologues done in between by Vincent Price also added to the concept of the show, which made it just so much better. Um, but then again, the talks, are they going to do an animated version? Okay, I might throw my interest into that. That might be interesting because, voices can easily be replicated in a way. Um, but yeah, if they do end up doing it, cool, I'll definitely check it out. Like I said, it's one of my favorite TV shows as a child. I was super excited when they came out with this. And when the news broke that the rights have been repurchased, okay, all right, let's see where this brings. At first I was like, no, but then as I thought about it more on, it's okay, it can't all be bad. So like I'm kind of 50-50 here. Like, half of me is like woo, and the other half is like but I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I think it has the potential to do very well. I'm just hoping it does do very well because the youth that today have never heard of the show. A lot of Americans have never heard of this show. So I would like for people to see it. And maybe if this new version does do very well, people are gonna try to hunt down the original and there we go, and try to discover it, and I really hope they do. I really want people to check it out. My discs fell out. Where are you guys? Oh, there we go. So yeah, definitely hope it does well, and I hope that this can go on and people can enjoy it for many future years to come. All right. So that is my thoughts of the Hilarious House of Frightenstein returning. What are your guys' thoughts on it returning? Any Canadian fans out there? Any American fans? Anybody who knew of the original show? Let me know what you guys think about the return of this awesome show in my comment section below. As always, if you like what you see, make sure to crush that like button, hit subscribe for more great videos. I'll see you guys next time.